Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're also going to do another video with servicing the Land Rover. I'm sitting at the rear of it, as you can probably see here now, and what I'm going to use today is some tools that are kind of basic. What we're doing is we're changing the oil which is on the rear diff. Also I'll do the same on the transfer case and the front diff as well, but I'm just going to show you in this video here on the rear diff, and then I'm going to do the other ones later, just to make it very simple. It's not hard at all. However, I do drive in a lot of water, and I'll put a few clips in here so you can see how much water I'm in. Sorry, it's also Halloween time, so we got the scarecrows going off as well, so that's basically what it is. Anyway, you can probably hear him. Anyway, where we are now, I'm changing the oil on that diff, which means that I'll actually go ahead and use the a special kind of marine lubricant, because I'm in a lot of water. This is, I'm not getting paid by Quicksilver, but it's actually marine lubricant, Gear Loop 90, and it's AE90. This actually contains a lot of emulsifiers that actually can work in water, and since my diff is actually getting vented on the top, sometimes you get water droplets in, especially when you're driving so much water as I do, and that'll actually mix with the oil, and you know, oil and water don't mix very well, and that actually causes the bearings to go in and go bad. So once you've been out in the water like this, then I'll change it. This is a little bit more expensive than a regular gear loop. It's about double price, but it's worth it because it's going to protect your bearings, and it's going to protect your gearing inside the diff, and that's why I'm putting it in. I'm going to go ahead and take it out. What we're going to use is just a regular 3/8 of a winch. This is actually take out the bottom block, and then we're going to use a hex as well, which is an 8-edge hex, and that actually takes in the filler block. These two things are basically what we need, and small little pump like that. It screws straight into the bottle of oil, and then from there we can pump it straight into the diff. So let's get started. If you haven't already done it, please like, subscribe, and hit notification bell. Then you get a new video whenever I make one. So let's go ahead and fix this. Here we are underneath the car. At the moment we're right underneath the spare wheel, and as you can see, here is the differential. There's the drain plug coming up right. I don't know if you can see it there. I'll see if I can go from a different angle, but I have a collector underneath. That's about a quart in here, about a liter. But this is the drain plug that is taken out with this one here. It fits straight up with no sockets on, so whenever you fit it in, you see here it fits in, and you can basically just pull it. It's going to be hard to get out, of course, but you can pull it, and then it should be coming off whenever you're ready for it. Your filler plug is the one that is up here, and that's where the hex comes in. So basically here's all the oil that we got to take out and refill. So let's get started. Can be a good idea, oops, I'm gonna get another one on here, to start with the top part, because you want to make sure that you can actually get air in before you drain it out, and that makes it so much easier. Sometimes an extension will work pretty well. I'm gonna see if I can try it without this time, but normally I'll use an extension. There we go. We need the whole plug out anyway, so I need to refill it from here as well. So hopefully it's gonna work. Let's see. Don't drop the plug. It's easy to work on it when it's a little bit. Sorry you guys, trembled over there for a second, but here it is. As you can see, it's filled up, and I smell some water actually, and it doesn't have the right color either, so I probably did have some water coming in. But you see here, it's all full, and let's go ahead and see what comes out when we take the bottom plug here. I hope you can see something, because it's a little bit hard to film and do the same thing here. let's see, it's not really tight in any way, but it's definitely full. Here we go. I'll take the rest with the fingers and just take it out. I'm quite sure it's going to look like peanut butter. We'll see. Oh, it's actually not too bad, but it's not very clean, that's for sure. It's let's see what comes out in the end here. Well, there are some water droplets in it, so it's good that I got it out. It's about 1 liter it comes out there, and then we're just going to let it drip off, and then I'm going to put in some new oil and then take it from there. So here's the bottom plug, as you can see, and there's a residue on top of it. It's a magnet, and you want to make sure this is clean. This is actually just grease, so for some reason it's collected a grease in there, but you're looking for metal pieces. If there's something coming off in your diff, it will show here. So I normally go ahead and make sure this is completely clean before I put it back in again. Let's see if we can get some more here. There we go. It looks nice. There's no metal in this one here. It's just grease. But the thing is, if it doesn't have a complete clean magnet to go ahead and collect the, if it goes bad on you, then it will never stick onto your magnet. It's basically a chip detector, a cheap chip detector in this case, because it's not electronically made. But you see the magnet right there, and that's where you'll see debris from the gears and stuff if it starts coming apart. So keep an eye on that, and then you should be fine. Now it's just a matter of putting it back in. Start with the bottom plug, and then we're going to fill up the reservoir again with the gear loop that I have in here. Standing ready. There you go. As you can see, it's still dripping slightly. Still coming some out there. It's a little bit of a bad position I'm in here right now, but let's go ahead and wipe it off and put in the bottom plug. It probably cannot. That's a little bit coming out still. It probably can't be avoided, but let's see here. Now the bottom plug comes in, and then you just tighten it up again with your 3/8 socket. Fits straight on. Sorry, without a socket. There you go. Don't over tighten it, just tighten it up and you should be fine. There we go, some elbow torque. That's perfect. And now it's just a matter of pumping in oil up here in that specific area that you see right there. So that's the point. Let's go ahead and get that on. Well, my little setup here is a little pump that you actually screw onto the bottle, and then I can stand it straight up here and behind here. I can put this nozzle here that you see straight into the hole up there, and then I can start pumping. So let's do that. In this case, I'll need both hands, so I had to put you a little bit on a distance there in order to make sure I can get this thing in. So let's start with this one here. And here we go. It takes a little time, a few pumps, but it's definitely worth it. And I'm basically just filling it up to the hole, so that when it starts overflowing, that's when you got enough oil in there. I know you can put in the correct amount, about 1/4, but I want to have a little bit extra. Nothing will happen to go ahead and put it extra in. It's not going to be a problem. There you go. That was my last pump ready. So now it's full, and I have a finger in the hole because it's actually coming out otherwise. Make sure before you put the plug in that you clean it as well, and then just be quick when you switch it around, because it's going to be spilling a little bit of gear lube out all over the place. There we go. Now the plug is in, but it's not tightened, so I'm just going to do it with my fingers here, finger tightening it initially. There we go. Can be difficult sometimes because it's going to be slippery, but once you have a finger tightened, then it should be stopped leaking, and you can actually clean up the oil that comes out, because it will give you a little bit of residue on your pavement or wherever you do it. So put something underneath, at least you won't have it all over the place, and you don't have to clean as much afterwards. Here we go. That's it. Now just go ahead and tighten it with my ratchet here. Let's see if we can get it all running. There we go. Same ways as we did before. There we go. Elbow grease and elbow torque. Not too tight, but just put it in so you know you can take it apart again and make sure that it's absolutely watertight. Now the whole change of the loop or lubrication is now complete. So here we are underneath the car again. The whole lubrication now and exchange of the oil inside the differential case here is now complete. The drain holes over there, the refill holes up there, just fill it up so it actually flows out an overflow. Put the plug in and then you're done with it. Make sure you take the correct specifications. I took a Quicksilver, which is made from marine gears, and that means it'll actually have emulsifiers to take care of water. You might not need that. I need it here because I go a lot out in the Everglades and it's going to be water all over the place, so it's only recommendable. So now the next thing is the transfer case, which is going to be in a different video, but that's located up there. And then you also got the front differential, since you have a four-wheel drive as well. It's going to be a different video as well. So that's all there is. So let's go ahead and finish the video, and then let's go out and take it for a drive. As you can see here, that's the old oil that came out. It has a little bit of a brown kind of rusty color to it. Looks like it has had some, it could be water. I'm quite sure it is water, but it cannot be it doesn't have to be very visible in order not to go ahead and lubricate anymore. So that's why I need this thing changed. This is only changed like not even 5,000 miles ago. So whenever you have that coming in, it could also be coming from condensation that comes in there as well. But just make sure you get this thing changed. You see here on the corner how black or how brownish it is. It is not like what you have in gear oil, in the motor oil. It's a little bit different, but it does have that little bit of a peanut butter color, and that's indications of water intrusion. So I had a water intrusion in this. Just change it, that way at least you know your bearings are going to be working for a long time. Now it's time to go for a quick spin to see if it actually works. Here we go, just start up the car after changing the differential fluid. Everything looks normal, nothing in the dashboard, and I'm just out driving now. Let's see if we can go ahead and get a little bit of speed on it. Maybe we can go ahead and do some four-wheel drive, even though it's a rear wheel right now that's on. But I just want to make sure everything's actually working without any funny sounds. So far it sounds nice, and I think that's almost the conclusion of it. Well, I just changed to four-wheel drive, both low and high, and everything's working fine. And rolled down the windows to make sure I didn't hear any funny noises, and check out the pavement behind the car, just make sure you don't have any leakages and so forth. Just get it back up to working temperature, and once that's up to working temperature, then I'll go back and see if it's leaking or not. If it's not leaking, the job is completed, and that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and would hit the like, subscribe button. Then you'll always get another video whenever I come back with a new one. And this here doesn't take much really, only two different tools more or less, and a pump. And then of course go with the correct specifications of the oil if you're not driving in water like I am. The only reason why I took a different oil was because I do drive in a lot of oil and in a lot of water, and they do not mix, so that's the reason for it. It runs nice, and don't have any miss sounds or anything like this, so I would say this is the end of the video. Anyway, it's time for me to do like a tree and leave. I hope you enjoyed it, and I know it's a short one this time, but anyway, I think it's easy for everybody to just change the rear diff. That's the one that runs the most, but normally I take all three of them. Remember, you got three. You got the transfer case and the front differential case as well. It requires to take off the left front wheel, and then you can go ahead and fill it in the same way. I'll make 2 more videos and where this comes up, and that way you can see how I do it in those as well. Until then, see you next time. It's time for me to do a tree and leave, and see you then. Bye bye.